Hello. How we doing? Who do we got in the chat? Who do we got watching already? Somebody was watching before I came live. Makes me wonder who it is. So, if you would like to be known, go ahead and say something to me. If not, that's we got two people. We have two people. We got two people in. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, what's going on in the flat Earth world? So it's Wednesday in Watertown. So it's quarter after 12 Eastern Standard Time. So who knows where you guys are? And this way that light's not in your guys' eyes. Or that light out of there. Get a nice view of that map because this is what this channel is all about. We're about the truth 100% of the time. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'll let you know what's my opinion. When I don't know, I'll let you know when I don't know. So, going on? We got two people watching. Anybody want to talk? Because this is a live show. Like, I'm coming live to talk to you. Talk to you. I'll read what you say, and you'll see me react. Listen, this is live on. You're gonna get me live, uncut, unfiltered. That's what's going on here. All right. Um, as much time as I want to spend doing this, you know, it was like every day. I did it yesterday. I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And we got plans. We got plans. We're making connections. The community is reaching out. So go ahead and make some comments. So I make. Okay, we go. Danielle. Good night. All right. Glad you stopped by, Danielle. And hey, this is what I wanted to know before. I hope you didn't leave yet. Um, were you gonna call? Did you want me to call on live, or do you just want to call me off of live? What did you want to do? Did you want to call me during a live, or did you want to just call me just regular chat? If you're still listening, I don't know. So anyway, um, flat Earth news for Wednesday morning. It's only been 17 minutes past 12, and it's Wednesday in Watertown. What's up? What's up in Motor Messenger? We got a Canadian in the house. What's up? What's up? Waiting to go on live show myself. What time do you go live, man? And what are you doing? What are you talking about on your live today? Good night. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to talk on live or not, but that's fine. We'll just talk. That's perfectly fine. Um, so what's Emerald Messenger? Tell me what you are doing. What are you going to be doing on your live show, and what time will that start? So that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Um, Wednesday morning in Watertown. Haven't gone. I'll be going to bed. Who knows when, but I'll be all right. I'll be up for a while doing a live show. We talk about Miss Ruth. Have Emerald Messenger? Have you seen the 102-year-old woman who gave her testimony about being taught that the Earth was flat, and then after the war, she was taught it was the globe? Okay, the Theron L. Knight channel, not quite set in stone yet, but that's the plan. Okay, I'm not familiar with that channel. Okay, well, I hope it works out because I understand. You know, you're just going with the flow. Um, whatever, whatever. Um, you just never know. Listen, I'm not. I can't. I don't remember if anybody caught a teaching I did yesterday. Did anybody catch a teaching I did on the sun, moon, and stars? Did anybody catch that teaching I did for the reckoning of the stars back to the throne of God? Yeah, no. Good to see you too. Listen, man. This is so funny. Like I was watching this other lady's name, Patricia Steele, and she just started her YouTube, right? She's just started it. She's got this like really fancy, beautiful microphone, this beautiful quality, like high definition camera she's on, and like the background is like so not like it was like night and day, right? So I said, I love the setup. I said, I'm on a laptop and using my neighbor's Wi-Fi to go live. Hey, Charity. What's up, Charity? Charity's in the house. What's going on? We're going to do another live, of course. It's Wednesday morning in Watertown. Um, so we're going to start off Wednesday morning with some, I don't know, anybody got any praiseworthy? What's God? Hey, what's up, John? John's in the chats. Kampala's there. He's coming in saying, what's up? She just started again. She used to have a channel before. Oh, okay. So she's ahead of the game already. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Bubba. She liked my comment, right? She loved it. It just I didn't know she was gonna check it or whatever. But I was like, here I am, here I am on this laptop with some craft paint on the wall, a free telescope. I'm getting free Wi-Fi. All right, and all I'm doing is going to grabbing a microphone at City Hall. I'm doing, listen, I'm running Flat Earth, Watertown, New York on a $0 budget. But that's okay because God's good. God's doing some great work this channel. I'm about to hit 10,000 views. Listen, I want to have a little party, like a 10,000 view party, because that has been like such a good, like a huge thing for me to try to get to 10,000 views. And I'm almost there. I checked her and I was at like 9,500. So that means probably sometime today, Wednesday, I will be at that 10,000 mark because I've been going live has really been pumping in views and it's been pumping in the out. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if my channel is ready to be monetized by the spring. So I hope it just continues to grow. God's grace abounds. Just help me out. If you guys are on social media or if you guys have your own channel, The Murder Warrior, and you want to have me as a guest, I will totally do that kind of stuff because I've been on other channels. So far, I've been on two other channels. I've been on Mikey Smith with a phone interview, and then I did, of course, I seen you in Murder Warrior, the same place I seen you, over at the. I always get the call letters mixed up, TDC or TCD. I always get those mixed up. I can't remember. Um, so yeah, listen, if anybody doesn't know Immortal Warrior, go sub him. He had a very interesting testimony where somebody what did I say that he posted? Um, I can't remember, but anyway, it was an interesting but funny testimony, but it was also very informative on the type of spirits that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. So, I mean, it's a great, yeah. See, I always get those call letters mixed up. Always, always, always. I always switch them around for some reason. I don't know why I can't get it correctly. But anyway, that's where I like going over to Robbie Rob's because he plays praise music and he's real. Robbie will light up a cigarette. He's gonna praise God. You know what I mean? He might let a swear word slip out or something like that, but he's being real. You know what I mean? He's like I feel like Rob is like just a regular old dude. He's not trying to hide nothing. Because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people who are trying to be real. That's what I mean. I love it because he plays praise music. I got stuck on what was that song I got stuck on? Living Waters. I he turned me on to that. I never heard Living Waters until I came over to Robbie Rob's. But yeah, some of you I met from over there. Yeah, some of you guys because I spent some time on that channel. All right. He interviewed me. That was my first like. We did it on my cell phone. We did it through some. I don't even know No, I did it, but I clicked on a link and I was able to do it on my phone. So I don't even know. But if I can learn what music I'm allowed to play, I would love to have something like that. Like, listen, my channel needs to be better than this for you guys. All right, like this is bad budget quality. This is free. This is what you get on a free budget. Okay, this is free Wi-Fi. All right, this is a free Wi-Fi channel budget. All right, but this channel will do great things. Um, if you go to playlist, it's in my. It's the only video in the playlist that's called other channels that I have channels that I've been on, and then if you go to the comment section, I think I timestamp my interview. I think I did, but that would be my playlist under other channels I've been on. But if anybody knows where, because I would like to add Mikey Smith's interview that I did. I just haven't gone over his channel to go look for it yet, and I can't remember. I mean, I would have to go through a video to find me over at Mikey's. But I saved Robbie Rob's. Robbie Rob is saved in my playlist. Yeah. And that was cool about it because Robbie was like, "Hey, does anybody want to talk?" He just put a link out, So I clicked on it, and we just talked briefly. It was I don't know 50 minutes, but I tell you what, that was my first live was with Mikey Smith up there in Saskatchewan, and I tell you what, I really liked it. I really, really liked it when I needed to figure out how to go live myself. Well, I figured it out now, but now that I figured it out, I see all the problems that have, and now I got to upgrade. So that's what I'll do. I'll upgrade. We'll get her done. You know, one day at a time. Today's Wednesday. You don't. I mean, we still got 23 hours left in this day. Yeah, I think he's funny. Mikey Smith just put out a video like a few days ago that said Buzz Poo Poo Head Aldrin. I mean, come on, great, right? Buzz Poo Poo Head Aldrin. I mean, that that brings the kid out of me, right? He's like Buzz Poo Poo Head Aldrin. That was the name of the video. I mean, I love it. He's a comedian. I love him. I just love how he handles it. And I like it, man. He's a real warrior. I mean, man. Mikey is kicking some serious ass up there in the frozen tundra, man. All right. I mean, any farther north, uh, Mikey would have to put a sign on his dog sled team. All right. I mean, geez, he's way up there. He's way up north. Hmm. So you know what? We should meet at Mikey's house before we go right there. So we should meet at Mikey's, and then we should go. That's where I want to go. I think it's important. Doesn't anybody else want to go here? I do. I want to go there. Has anybody else heard about Admiral Byrd? I mean, let's go read some of this. Okay. Sounds really. Listen, one true gospel. I'm not quite sure if you're going to like my channel because if you're going to hold me to like perfection or anybody to like perfection, would be the wrong channel because this is a real channel. This is where people come real. We're going to try to put on our Sunday best. We're going to be real. Like you're going to hear me swear. You're going to see me light up a cigarette. I mean, you're just gonna see me real. You're also gonna see me pray to God. You're gonna see me read the Bible. All right. You're probably gonna see me cry. You're gonna see me get mad. This is a real channel. I mean, I've seen a couple of your comments before, and it seemed to me like you might just be. Tell me about your story, One True Gospel. Like, tell me you're a biblical flat earther, right? Okay, listen, I understand that, but I'm telling you, because the people like me, we're in the. To me, I found it extremely funny and listen. It gave me a good laugh, like one of those belly laughs where it's in your belly laugh. Like when I read the title, because it was just such a funny name. You know what I mean? It just caught me off guard. You know what I mean? It was pretty. I mean, he used funny. You know, he didn't use the real word. You know, he used poo poo head. It just makes me. This makes me laugh, man. I think I think it's great. I think we need it. It lightens the load a little bit. I mean, just pretty much. Here's the whole thing about that video. Every flat earther, if you watch Mikey's content on that video, every one of us has watched that video with before. We've seen that footage before. But Mikey got us to go watch it again with that title. So that's where the genius is. That's what I like about it. And he's a poo poo head. He's a poo poo head for all these lies. I mean, come on. I mean, I think it's great. So what are we talking about? Um, I'm sorry. Listen, One True Gospel. Listen, you just catch me being real. All right. I love that you're here. I love that you're watching. I, you're gonna get real on the channel. Okay, we are going to be able to call in soon. I will call. So, John, are you asking if you can call into me? Is that what you're asking, John? Are you asking to call into me out here? And then you can just email your phone number and I'll text you and then you can call me. Or anybody, really. Anybody wants to come on and talk, I don't care. Let me put my email in, and if I get an email, we'll go from there. Oh, okay. Let me read. You know what? All right. So we got. We can't be. Listen, this is. I will not be professional in the sense like if I was going to be professional, I'd shave my beard off like this. You know. That'd be me with no beard. I tuck my beard in. No beard. You know, with a tie. That's no. That's not this channel. We're gonna get real. So yeah, listen. Um, there's my email. So whatever, it's out there. Um, what's going on? You're right, Immortal. Pray for Buzz. You get to say, listen. I hope. I mean, that would be a great thing if he. Here's the whole thing with that. He'd have to come right out and say everything, right? Right, like he would have to be like spill the beans, right? That'd be the best thing he could do. I guess really, because if he was to repent, that means he's got to tell everybody, right? Like that's how to repent, right? So he would have to tell everybody. Sounds like an old school prophet, bro. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Um, would that be something, right? Uh, um, let's talk about the prophet thing. Where Immortal, you just call him an old school prophet. Listen, I did a trip around here a few years ago where I had no money. I just had a truck. I just had faith, and we drove over 13,000 miles all over this country for over 5 months. And anytime I needed gas, or food, I just pull over to wherever restaurant or um, gas station. Ask somebody, and then whoever helped me, I would tell them about God's creation of flat Earth. Right now, some people received it or just listen to me, and then other people are like, "Oh man, it's a crazy guy, right? Look at that beard. He's a crazy homeless guy, right?" Um, or some, and this is what I didn't understand this. I was in Texas. I think two of these people were in Texas, and I think maybe one was in like Mississippi. I think it was like two in because I was on my way from the Grand Canyon to Florida. It took me like 4 days, right? Um, so I'm at the pump, right? I just pull up. I just ask the person on the other side, is there any way you can help me out with some gas? And then usually, whether they say yes or no, people are pretty curious at why some random guy is asking for help for gas, right? And then I just tell them my story, like, hey, I'm just out driving around the country on the grace of God. Doesn't matter where I go. I just here today, gone tomorrow. If I feel like staying in a place, I stay a while. Just tripping around the country, just here, there, everywhere I could go, just wherever. It was fun. It was it was some of the most magical times. Those are like the magical 5 months. Like that's a Hollywood movie. Like man, if I can describe that, it's like Forrest Gump mixed with Chris Farley. That's how I like. It's like Forrest Gump mixed with Chris Farley going on a road trip talking about flat Earth. It was pretty fun. But so people would just help me out, man. But anyway, this is what I'm gonna talk about the profit thing. Somebody at the gas pump after I told them, just like Miss Ruth. All three of these people were just like Miss Ruth, which is weird to get like a triple in a row, to get three wake ups. And it's funny because all three wake ups said the same thing to me. And they said, oh, they started looking at me funny. They're like, are you a prophet? I drive a few hours later, need more gas, same thing, pulling pump after. They helped me out, full tank, right? Tell them about flat Earth, about God's creation. Same thing, like Miss Ruth gets it, wakes up. They're like, wait a second. They're like, are you some kind of fat Jesus? You call me a fat Jesus, right? He's like, you some kind of fat Jesus? I'm like, no. He's like, you're a prophet or something? I'm like, no, I'm not no prophet or nothing. I'm like, I'm just awake. I just found this out. That's all. I mean, I said there's a lot more people that know. Next day, right? The next day, I'm still driving, and this time I think I get all the way through Texas finally. And I finally get because Louisiana only goes through a little part, and then I'm somewhere in Mississippi, somewhere probably around Gulfport. Yeah, that would be a great movie. I know, right? Um, so Gulfport, Mississippi, same thing. Maybe I'm at a restaurant this time, but it was like three people in a row. I said, "Is there you can give me help me give me something to eat?" I've asked them straight up, straight to the point. Ask and you shall receive, right? Some people might think it's shameful. I do not. Listen, God tells us not to store away and be as the sparrows, because you know what I mean? As the fowls of the air, they don't store away in barns. You know what I mean? So, anyway, same thing. Ask me if I'm a prophet of God. No, I'm not a prophet of God. I am a teacher, God. I know that God's called me to teach. So that's what I tell him. I'm a teacher, not a prophet or whatever. So you know what? Because the first one got my attention, the second one really got my attention. Then the third one I went right to God for prayer over afterwards. I was like, God, why are all these people asking me if I'm a prophet? And the Lord shared with me that I am, and whoever knows about this is a prophet also. So if you are a biblical flat earther, you are a prophet. I know that sounds hard, right? Tell people that you're a prophet. See how far that gets you, right? But you know what? Listen, I had to argue with God over that one. I was like, no. Same thing with teaching. When God told me to teach, I was like, no. I'm like, don't know what to teach. But God told me to teach over a decade ago. So I was teaching in a different way. The Lord first taught me about healings first, just like He did. Spoke. You speak it. What do you tell the guy that anybody? He spoke it. Take your mat, rise. He did spit in some mud, put it in the guy's eyes. You know what I mean? Like it's just still spoken word, man. God taught me really quickly about the power of speech and the tongue. If you guys don't know the power of the tongue does have the power to speak life and to speak death. I think we probably know that. Of course, look at the state. That's because of all the death that is being spoken. You know what I mean? Come on, it's just craziness. So I was gonna, I was gonna ask you like, I'm like, Mario must have said something that was disrespectful, and then he took away. I didn't know what he said. As we took away his own message. All right, Mario fixed up himself, man. You better watch yourself out, Mario. Get Mario. All right, all right, all right. Natural law. Anyway, do you guys feel me on that prophet thing? That each one of you guys, if you guys claim to be a biblical flat earther, that you guys are prophets of God. You know what I mean? Do you guys understand that? Like how important that message should be to you guys? You guys should receive it because once you receive it, it's a good thing because I mean, really, what are we doing in work? And what are we gonna be ashamed of what God has called us to do? I mean, come on, all right. I mean, sure, it's easy to call yourself like if you got the healing gift, a healer. If you got the teaching gift, to call yourself a teacher, all right. I found it extremely difficult, extremely, and I still do to talk about it because it's such a like, oh, you're a prophet. Listen, are you kidding me? I'm waking people up daily, baby. Are you kidding me? You should see what I don't get on camera. Let me tell. Oh, Miss Ruth is working a miracle over here. Let me tell you what Miss Ruth did for my friend. My friend comes over again today, right? I texted him Mrs. Ruth, the testimony of her. He watches. He comes over today, and he's like, I don't know what to think about that video. He's thinking, man. Mrs. Ruth is getting people to go, what? What'd she say? What? Miss Ruth is catching everybody's attention, and I love it. Right. So, immortal messenger, prophet, person regarded as an inspired teacher or proclaimer. See, that's why I was fighting God because I didn't know the definition of what was going on here. All right. Look what immortal messenger wrote. Prophet, a person regarded as an inspired teacher or proclaimer of the will of God. Now, God has called me to teach. He did it when it's probably been I'm 36, so it's been at least 13 years, probably 13, going on 14 years since God's called me a teacher. Yeah, I told him the same thing. How am I going to teach, man? Like I didn't know what to teach. So I followed him on that for a long time. Like I didn't follow his will on it. You guys ever not follow God's will? You guys ever do that? You ever got like not follow God's will? Has that ever happened to you? Well, yeah. So, and then I started to try to teach as best to my ability. But here's my problem. I'm a smoker. All right. I do cuss. I'm an ex-felon. Like I got all these things against me that like normal Christians think I'm like, oh my goodness, he's a bad guy, right? I mean, I'm already judged before I even listen. Look, I got tattoos all over my arms. All right, I got 4 tattoos. All right, I'm not no regular kind of Christian or nothing. But you know what? I will walk in the power and authority of Jesus Christ. I laid my hand on the sick and they have recovered. Absolutely, 100%. I can tell you testimony after testimony of the healings that God used me with when I was in my early 20s. It's funny, I don't move so much in that gift anymore. I don't move so much in that gift anymore, but listen, we're all backslidden. Let's talk about Moses for a minute. Moses, he killed a guy. Now, the guy he killed was beating on his family. I mean, self-defense for his family? Who knows? Now, I say his family because it was an Israelite, so I hope you guys got that. Uh, a slave, so, I mean, is it really murder? I don't know. No. Hey, did I tell you guys what my felony was? Did I ever explain? Listen, I'm going to be open. I'm going to everything else so nobody thinks or nobody's guessing what my felony is. Did I tell you guys what my felony was? Do you guys remember that? I'll be honest with you. My I paid my debt to society. That's all over with. That's water under the bridge. It's over with. Thank goodness. Nightmare to deal with. Do you guys remember what I told you my felony was? You guys are gonna be offended. You guys, is anybody offended that I'm a felon? Does anybody? I probably just lost some viewers. I don't even know. I wasn't paying attention. Listen, I'll talk about my felony real quick. This is it makes me laugh still because I'm not sorry for it. I'm not sorry for what I did. All right. I still stand by what I did because it's message sent. Well, I believe we're supposed to be able to protect our families no matter what, right? Well, anyway, listen, I understand why I had to go to jail. Listen, I understand why I had to go to jail. I understand why I had to be removed. Oops, I did that. I understand why they had to take me off downtown and put, some stripes on. I understand why I had to go down and do that. I got lucky. I didn't go to prison though. I only went to county jail because it was my first time getting in trouble. I got really lucky. I mean, I only did 4 months in county jail, and I did 4 years on probation. So I paid back the restitution. So nobody knows. All right, nobody knows. It's okay. I think it's all right. It doesn't bother me none, but actually it does. My felony. Before I tell you what I did, is my felony has caused me to end up living on the poorest part. Why? Because I'm a poor person now. My felony has affected my ability to get a job. Nowhere. I can't get a job nowhere. No one wants to hire me. I've gotten jobs by lying in applications or jobs. Yeah, it's basically it. I had to lie on an application to get hired or shake some guy real quick, for some cash work. But I mean, cash work is not really a job. I mean, it's just like, what are you doing today? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? But I'll tell you, I was married, and I was only married for 7 months. All right, I'm going to tell you the whole story up until. So I'm going to tell you the whole process up until what happened. I was married. We were together for several years since high school. Before that, we lived together for 5 years. Found out my ex-wife was cheating on me. Well, she's my wife at the time. Found out my wife was cheating on me. I confronted her about it. Like, well, this is what happened was I just suspected something was going on, so I took it to God. And God gave me a vision of what was going on, right? Some people might think, oh, you're delusional. You're just making up your thoughts. You're just thinking things are not real. How can you know? How can you know that? How can you know that? I talk to God and God talk to me. Doesn't he? Don't you do the same thing? Don't you talk to God? Anyway. So I find out my wife is cheating on me. I confront her on it. She denies it. So she's denying it right in my face. Meanwhile, I have the steadfastness and confidence, knowing the vision God has given me of what my wife is doing with. His name is Andrew Martin, a friend of mine who lives 6 houses down from where I live, and she's been taking off, running over his job, and seeing him and hanging out with him and doing some, just hanging out right now. I think I just caught them in the beginning. I don't know. Who knows? It could have been going on longer. I mean, who knows? I don't even want to speculate how long it was. But I was getting visions of exactly what she was doing. Of like going out of her way to go. She would like to visit him at work, talk to him on through Messenger, right? So she cheated on me. So anyway, I'm bringing this all up, and she's like looking at me like, "Whoa!" She goes, "How do you know this?" And she admitted it, right? She's like, "Yeah, I've been doing that." After grilling her for like, it's probably only 20 minutes, right? Sitting at the dining room table, grilling her for like 20 minutes. Like, no, I'm like, because, I mean, I'll be honest with you, a little doubt started to seep in. Like, wait a second, am I really just am I delusional? But no, like, I know what God has shown me, right? And, like, so she finally do it, and then she leaves, you know? She leaves. She goes, moves in with a guy. Oh, okay, right before she moved in with a guy, um, she was staying at a friend's house. She was staying at the uh the maid of honors and my best man. They were together in the Stewart's house, and um while they were seeing each other. So a week goes by, and I wanted to go visit her and try to talk to her because I love my wife, right? I've always wanted to reconcile. I've always wanted to reconcile with my wife. Yeah, listen, I haven't listen, it's crazy, but listen, I'll tell you, listen, it's building up. I'll tell you, it gets even more powerful. This testimony is pretty powerful, my felony. Go over to my friend's house and the maid of honor's house and the best man's house. They're dating, so they're together. And nobody's there. Nobody's there except for the best my friend's cousin, who's he's a little bit slow. I'm not really quite sure, but he's a little bit slow. But he's listen. This guy's never told a lie in his life. He, Trust me, we get along great. He's a great dude. But I'm talking about that type of spirit of a kid or somebody. You ask him something, you never have to worry about this person ever lying. He's like, I don't know where they are, so I believe him, right? Because I knew he wouldn't be covering if I asked him where my wife is, he'll tell me right away if he knew, right? So now I'm walking away from the house, going to my car. I know this is a long story, but it's telling me I'm not connected, and I'm just gonna wait till it's connected. So if you're with me, we're leading up to how I became a felon. um, so I couldn't have a wife, so I go sit in my car and I pray to God. I said I was praying to God in my car, trying to find out because they were out somewhere. They went somewhere. Who knows where they went? Right? Really? I mean, it's a city, like where they could be anywhere, right? And God said, clear as the day, says they are at the Sherman Street School playground. So I start my car up, and it's probably like 10 blocks straight down to the school, to the playground. So I get there, pull in the thing, and there's like a big field in between the parking lot and the playground. And I can see my wife see me pull in, and I could tell from yards away the shock on her face. And she kept that shock on her face all the way through. I walked through the field. All the way. And as soon as I get up to her, she's first thing she said is, "How did you know I was here?" Now listen, there was only one cell phone in my house, and that was my business. We didn't have personal cell phones like we did. Cell phones were a business expense back then. All right. Nowadays, everybody's got a cell phone and a personal cell phone. You got a cell phone for business back then. That anyway, that's what I did. We had a house phone and an answer machine. All right. So anyway, I told her. Now we were unequally yoked. Okay, listen, I'm already doing things wrong. All right. Unequally yoked. You guys all know what that means, but because she never understood God. All right. She told me she never wanted to be a church wife. Um, well, that's what she told me. But anyway, that's what she wants to say for what she did. But the look on her face when I told her that God told me where she was, I'm like, "You're my wife. We are one flesh. We are one flesh." What do you mean? Where's my wife? I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, why don't you believe me? But I remember the look on her face. So anyway, a year goes by. Like she's abandoned me. She's left. She hasn't come back, and I still got my ring on. Um, left hand. So it would have been this one. Um, and then a year goes by. Meanwhile, I'm praying to God the whole time for reconciliation. Now get this. This is where my head went for a loopy de loop, loopy loop. There was people in church that was praying for me in my home church who prophesied to me that should come back to me. Boy, did I hang that. It almost made me cry saying that because it did not happen. There were people in my church who prophesied to me that my wife would come back. Now, that better listen. There's no only way I could have took it back then. It was her. So don't give me no crap like, oh, your wife that will, like it could only be her, my wife. You know what I mean? Like, either way, either way, um, the divorce comes through because in New York State, you guys, we were married for 7 months and we separated a year. We were only married 7 months. Now, here's what I never understood. Listen, I know I'm a great person. I know I'm a good person. All right, I know. The judge and her boy, or it's her husband now. Ironic, right? But at the time, it was a boyfriend. So the only two problem. Listen, everybody else shook my hand. I mean, everybody else shook my hand. Everybody gave me respect out of it for what I did. I'll get there. I'll get to what I did. Now, listen, I don't condone what I did. I understand why I had to go out, and I will not do that again. Jail scared the living crap out of me. I was more scared of the guards. Listen, and it's a piece of cake. It's the guards you got to watch out for. I'm telling you right now. Inmates, breeze. Them guards, man, watch out, watch out. So anyway, divorce comes through. Guess what? I'm running a business too. I got a construction business. I got 8 employees. I got work out the yin yang that I can't keep up with. And guess what I did? I sold all my tools and equipment and gave all my work away. Listen, I stopped caring. I stopped caring. Now, this is right. Listen, I'm about to tell you this is the beginning of my homelessness. Because my wife abandoned me and because I held on to these false prophecies of my wife coming back to me, I was so brokenhearted. I stopped caring, sold everything else, sold my business out, sold it all out. gamble away. I went up to Canada, which is 45 minutes from Watertown. I could be sitting in the OLG casino in Gananoque Way. All right, it's 45 from Watertown across the border. It'll take you 45 minutes if I were to get in the car right now. And I went up there for 4 weekends. I just blew whatever money I got from selling my stuff. I just didn't care anymore. I didn't care. I was pissed off. Just didn't care. All right. Praying to God. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the whole thing. The night my wife left me, the night. Oh, there's another argument I had with God. I don't know if anybody has Googled my name because this is a long story, right? But if you Google my name, you might come up with it quicker. But no, don't do that. Listen, there's some bad things about me. No, you should Google my name. You find out who I am. So be the best thing for you because you know what? People who give me their phone number, I'm checking you out. Absolutely right. I check you out. I have to. I mean, really. If you tell me where you're from and your zip code match, there better be a paper trail of explaining why you don't got the same zip code of where you tell me you're at, or area code, you want to call it, or why isn't there no references found of this person of where you're saying you're like, you know what I mean? You look up somebody because there's so many trolls now. So I've gone off track. All right, I've gone off track. So anyway, we're talking about what God told me about to do. And this was, I obeyed God right away. And I obeyed God for 3 years on this command, except for one day. And then I broke that command. This is what happened. On the day that I found out my wife was left me, she left a note on the table. I go to church, come home from church, there's a note on the table saying, it's crazy. Anyway, I was crying to God about what had happened. And God told me to pray for my wife and to pray for Andrew. What? To pray for now I absolutely am praying for my wife. I want to kill that son of a gun. What do you mean pray for that guy? I mean, like, God, what do you mean God pray for Andrew? The one she's sneaking. You want me to wish that guy well? You want me to pray blessings on that guy? And I tell you what, I cried even harder, and I did. Except for him. And I prayed for him for the full year. Divorce or separation for the divorce. I got divorced. Still was praying for him afterwards because I thought maybe she'd come back, right? Still, she may come back, right? Still praying. Still praying. But dude, I got revenge though. I'm gonna tell you the better revenge after the felony. I'll tell you that too. But after the third, I'm still praying. The third year of praying to God for her still. But I'm already divorced now, and it's praying for Andrew because I got a lot of anger over what happened. I lost my family. I lost my wife and my stepdaughter. Okay, I lost my whole world that I thought a whole different world that's night and day. Listen, I thought I was on the right path to being pretty successful with my business. I was doing pretty good, man. I hated the government too. It was cash deal money. You can't track cash. I mean, good luck. But anyway, He started talking smack to me on Facebook. You know those people who talk smack on Facebook. Like, oh, I'm telling you, you know. Listen, he got under my skin, and I told him I was going to come see him. I told him I was going to come see him. I said, Andrew, so I'm going to come see you. Left it at that. Left it at that. Now, meanwhile, I'm homeless. Now, what happened was after I sold all my stuff off, I just gave away everything I could. I did. I gave a lot of stuff away, sold as much as I could, emptied out my place, went to work for somebody else. I started living that lifestyle. We're just working by the hour. The more hours I put in, the more money I get paid. And I just dedicated myself to just ranking hours in. And that's when I became a school bus driver. And I tell you what, those kids, I think, saved my life in the sense like they kept me off all like my problems. But working with kids all the time, this was before I was a felony. So I used to be a school bus driver, okay? And my route was the parochial school kids for Indian River Central School District. So I had all the Christian routes. How great is that? Not only that, it was a 40-hour-a-week job that no other route, like there was only 3 bus routes in the whole school district that had 40 hours, and I was one of them. And on top of that, it's the Christian kids. Man, it was a good job. But what happened was somebody was talking smack to me, and I wasn't gonna. Andrew was talking smack to me. I wanted to kill him. My plan was at the time I was in Baldwinsville, um, down by my mom's. All right, I wanted to kill the guy straight up. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I wanted to kill him. I wanted to kill this guy. He destroyed my family. I wanted to kill him. Right? I feel like I have every right to have that man hanged in the town square for what he did town. Now, I did not plan this out. It just happened to be on June 15th, which happens to be my ex-wife's birthday. It just happened to be that day at 2 in the morning. Now, I planned on coming up there, but was wait for him in the morning when he goes to work. When he parks his truck in the parking lot, I was just going to run him over in the parking lot or something like that with my truck. Really, it was simple. I ain't going to lie, guys. I was going there. I just drove 2 hours from Baldwinsville up back to Watertown with this in my mind of what I was going to do. I had enough. My heart was broken. Listen, man. Listen, I ain't gonna listen. Sober. No, nothing, nothing. No alcohol. No, man. Completely sober. Playing. I'm playing "Praise Me" from K-Love. You guys know what K-Love is? I'm listening to K-Love in my truck. I'm gonna drive up here and kill this guy. Praising God the whole time. Get to Watertown. I figured like I'm too tired to wait another 4 hours, so he has to go. I know where he works. I know what time he's got to go to work or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just going to let his truck on fire. So I lit the guy's truck on fire. I took some gasoline, poured it across the front of his truck. I lit a napkin, threw it right in there, and then I left. I drive all the way back to my mom's house. Now, June 15th also happens to be of 2013, my sister's going away party. Remember how I told you my sister and her husband missionaries in Hawaii? The story gets better, man. This is a great story. Like, this is such a great story. I mean, it gets even better than this. So, no matter where I go, I'm always the cook. Is anybody like that? No matter what gatherings go on, everybody from no matter where you go, like that. This Donna, you get on the grill. I'm the grill guy. No matter what, if there's, I'm the grill guy. Like, I can, well, actually, I don't need a grill. I can cook on anything. I'm excellent, but it's always me. But it's no big deal. I love cooking for people. So this time, I'm cooking for like 20 people. It's a Hawaiian going away party for my sister. We got shish kebabs. I mean, I got a luau on my neck. You know, it's a Hawaiian party because my sister's getting ready to go over there to do missionary work, and they've been over there for years now. But so here I go. I'm at the grill, turning these shish kebabs, right? Meanwhile, I made it. Like I prepped it. Like, dude, you know how much work 20, 30 people? It's a lot of damn people. So I burned the truck at 2 o'clock in the morning, drive 2 hours back, prep all, like I didn't even go to sleep, prep all the food. Now I'm on the grill, man, the grill, right? I look up and walking out the door into the backyard where we were, I'm out is a guy dressed in a suit who I come to find out is named Detective Donahue and a uniformed city, Watertown City police officer. Come right over me, man. Start grilling me, asking me questions, man. I cracked, man. I just cracked. Like, yeah. At first, I lied. At first, I was like, nah, I don't know. But I was like, I knew what was coming. Like, there's like, come on. I guarantee a neighbor seen me, somebody's seen me, like, come on. I mean, it's a neighborhood, right? I mean, if they're driving 2 hours away to come and talk to me, they know it's me, right? Come on. So I was like, yeah, it was me. It was me. They didn't put me in handcuffs. We get in the back of the cop car, right? So the uniformed cop is driving. Detective's sitting in the back seat with me, just writing his reports, right? He's got a lot of paperwork to do, right? And it's a Saturday, so he's telling me how it's his son's birthday and how everybody's at his house and he's gonna have to get leftovers when he gets home later because he had to come track me down. he goes, I see you were cooking on the grill and you didn't have a chance. Now, what was that was really graceful. It was they let me say goodbye to everybody. Now, my sister, God love her. You ever hear that? Now, she lives in the South from Florida, and now they went from Florida to Hawaii, but they always come to New York once a year, right? Um, the cops now, because my family's everywhere and everybody knows what religious tone's going on. I mean, we got a pack, and I'm the cook, right? I'm cooking up everything, man. I wish I could. I always do that sign. I got to stop that sign. I mean, I can cook really good. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I'm hungry right now. I'm in this chat. I'm kidding. But I'm walking out. They let me say goodbye to everybody. Like saying hi, give hugs to like everybody. So guess what? I took my time. I went to everybody in the room, right? And just saying goodbye with everybody, right? And my sister is like, hold on. She goes, officer, we need pictures before he goes. She goes, we need pictures before we go. So I had my niece here holding her, my sister and her husband, and we're all taking pictures. The detective and the city police just politely standing off in the back, just waiting for me to get my pictures done, man. So we took pictures, and then we walked out to the cop car, and Detective Donahue got in the back seat with me, and we're driving. Before we get on the highway, if anybody knows Baldwinsville in central New York, you got to drive down 31, and there's some restaurants or whatever, and we make a pit stop. Right. Listen, total respect, because I think this is what happened. The moment I decided to be truthful with him, he's like, "All right, man." He's like, "Let's go." I'm like, "All right." You know what I mean? Like, okay, let's go get this over with. You know what I mean? Because I was like, this right now. Because listen, I'm doing time, man. Right? I'm thinking I'm doing prison time. I thought I was going to go to prison. So anyway, I'm not at all, right? So we're in the just backseat riding. Listen, deep down, I think these guys like everybody for the most part. When I told them I lit my ex-wife's boyfriend's truck on fire, most people laugh and shake my hand. Go figure. Go figure. My ex-wife's boyfriend's truck on fire. I mean, come on. But anyway, We stop at Dunkin' Donuts and the drive-through, and those little munchkins, those little donut rolls. We get some of that. And back then, I drank coffee, so I got a coffee. So did everybody in the car. It's crazy. We drive all the way back to Watertown, and we come to the jail. And he says, "Donnie," he goes, um, right before we go in. So he let me walk all to the door. And he said, "Before we go in, I do have to put you in handcuffs." But he goes, "I can take them off immediately as soon as we get through that little portal that you got to go through when you go to jail. If you've been to jail, you know what I'm talking about." Yeah. So he put the handcuffs on me. They're only on me for like a minute. They took them back up. So I spent 4 months in jail. Listen, I went to go see the judge, and they said probation, and I was like, all right. So I did 4 years on probation, had to pay for the truck that I lit on fire. But that's why I'm a felon. Does anybody hate me? Well, we've gained viewers, so I guess people haven't subscribed for me. But anyway, listen, guys, I know. Listen, you can't be doing that. As much as I wanted to do that, I shouldn't have done that. As cool and as freeing it felt, really did. Listen, man, I was like, message sent. Message sent, man. I told you I was coming to see you. You know what I mean? Well, listen, it could have been worse. It could have been way worse. And that's what I mean is like, I'm glad. Listen, dude, it could have been way worse. I did 4 months on an arson charge. There were people thinking that I must be having caught some kind of deal because of whatever, whatever. I said, no. I mean, not immediately, but I mean, I told them the truth. Yeah, it was me. I hadn't gotten in trouble before. And it's true. I've never been in jail before that. You know what I mean? The judge is like, he was lenient with me. He's like, this guy doesn't need to go to prison. This guy needs some anger management classes, but this guy doesn't need to go to prison over what he did. So I mean, whatever. But because of that, see, people don't know the story. So if I go to apply to work for you and you type in my name and social security number, you're going to see a Class C felony, arson. That's a major felony. That normally kills. That normally like carries like a minimum of 5 year prison sentence. A Class C felony. I think even more than that. It might even be higher than a 5 year. But God's good, right? God's good. He worked in that situation for me. You know, he really did. Now, I had to do my time, and for actually, while you're in there, it took a long time. But looking back at it, 4 months ain't nothing, really. 4 months ain't nothing. Here's what happens. Yes, my debt is completely paid. I am, but it's still on my record. It'll be 7 years since my this June will be 7 years. So I talked to Detective Donahue back in the summer, and because I had mentioned it, and he said he was surprised. He's like, "Isn't your felony expunged yet, or whatever?" And I'm like, "I didn't even know it could do that." He's like, "Yeah, 7 years." And I was like, "Oh," I said, "Not until May, so maybe 7 years." So I guess after 7 years it doesn't come up because it was 2013. So, but here's another story. Listen, everybody knows about the power of prayer where you lay up hands, right? You laying on the hands, right? The power of the hands, right? Here's something, here's a testimony right now. Now, I'm still, even though I went to jail and stuff, I still really wasn't completely repentant hearted on like I shouldn't have done that. I was like, yeah, you know what, like I was either way, I was probably more the fact that I was getting like respect for it because a lot of people, I think the only two people that gave me that didn't like it was Andrew and the judge, because the judge did give me a scolding, but he did show mercy. You know what I mean? He just like, what are you doing? People could have died, bro. Truck was right next to the house. House could have. It was true. I mean, the truck. I mean, by the grace of God, I don't know how it didn't happen, but the house was not even touched. So thank God, right? Because that could have even been worse. Could have even been worse. But anyway, I'm walking by one day, but I figured, hey, I'll just walk by that house real quick. And they had a big oak tree, like it was probably like 6 foot wide trunk, probably like 200 foot tall oak tree, real big one, right? And it's real close to the sidewalk. So you're walking by the sidewalk, you can touch it. You're walking by the sidewalk. See, I walk in the power and authority of God, right? I believe in, if I pray a prayer and believe it, you know how Jesus says, if you tell this mountain to leap into the sea, it's going to fall into the sea? Well, I asked that tree, I laid my hand on it, I prayed for that tree to fall on Andrew's house of abomination. Now, did it fall right then and there? No. I think maybe a year went by, and I go by on the bus. I'm on the bus, and the bus is going by. And I look out the window. Let's see, over there. Half of that tree is laying on the house. Whoa! And like the top ridge line where the tree trunk, like it's cracked, like it broke it a little bit. If you go by the house today, you'll see the new roof, and you'll see the tree trunk where they cut the rest of the tree down. But half that tree fell on that house. That's my exact prayer, and that's exactly what I asked for. Here's the confidence of this one. There's no way I did that one. There's no way any jury on the face of the earth is going to believe that I caused that by laying my hand on that tree and praying that he fell in the house. This was a big, strong tree. Didn't see no signs of falling over anytime soon. All right. So the testimony gets even better. All right. So my friend besides that walk by and touched that tree in the front, like even walk by the sidewalk. I didn't even think I was supposed to do that. But anyway, it's over now. I can't get in trouble. So haha. So I can talk about it. I'm not gonna get busted for it now. But anyway, me and my wife started talking through Messenger again, my ex-wife. But this time, we're not fighting. We're getting along. We're civil. We're saying, how you doing? Whatever, whatever. Meanwhile, I'm still hoping to try to get with her, and she's still resisting, but it's still mutual. So we end up talking for like a year over Messenger. And then we met up a couple of times. We met up at Watertown has a black party downtown 3 times in the summer. We said, hey, I'll be there. She's okay, I'll be there too. And we met just to talk. She brought a friend. I think I was with a friend. And just to talk. We met at the park one time. She brought her mom. And it's funny because her mom knows what I did, and knows what I did. She's like, funny to see you guys talking. And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? Who would have thought that? Because, all the ordeals I just went through, we were just talking. So this is before she got married to the guy. But she did end up getting married to him. But I ended up talking to her about the tree in front of the house. And I said, there's something I want to tell you. And she knows me by now, right? She knows all my God stories. She knows all my God stuff. She's my wife, right? You share that with your wife. Well, she's not my wife anymore, but I said, there's something I got to tell you. I said, that tree that fell in your house, I prayed for that tree to fall in your house. Because it's an abomination and to God. And she goes, you did what? She goes, Donnie, that was really mean of you. He could have got hurt. I said, what do you mean? He said, Andrew was home alone in the exact room where that tree fell upstairs. Oh, what? What? God was so good that he got out the house and made sure that he was in that room when that tree fell. So listen, I don't know if anybody's been in a house when a tree. I've been in a house when a tree's fallen on. All right, it's this. You have no idea. It's like an earthquake that hits your house in a big boom. I've been in a house where a tree has fallen. When I was a child, man, I couldn't believe it, man. It was a big farmhouse. I mean, big and long. Lots of extensions over the years. It keeps going, building out. We had a big tree fall in the house, dude. Tiny man, and it went through that thing like a shockwave. I could only imagine. Listen, this tree was big. Thing was huge. Fell right on the roof, cracked it all up, broke it all open, in the exact room that he was in, home alone. That made me feel much better that he was home alone in the room. Does that make you guys feel better that he was home alone in the room? But anyway, listen, I thought about this one. I don't know what to think about that one because it scared me because somebody could have got killed. I mean, what if it did come all the way through the roof? What if the whole tree, instead of splitting like it did, what if the whole tree came in, took them out? How would I feel about now? Listen, would I ever get charged for that? No. But how would I ever feel about that? Man, all right. So I think God was trying to teach me, be careful when I be praying for it. But I think he allowed the tree to do it because it was also an abomination to him. So it was weird how that happened. Listen, I told you, I got lots of testimony about laying of hands. And that's the only one where there's a tree involved. All the rest are laying of hands on people. But there was a year gap. It was like, I don't know if it was how many, but it was like about a year from the time I prayed for that. I put my hand on it and asked the tree to fall in the house. And then it could be, listen, you have to understand this. How coincidence is this? If a tree falls on your house, probably within a few hours, you're probably going to have off your house cleaned up, at least cut off, right? What is the coincidences that going by on the bus and that tree is up against the house? I mean, fresh, just done. So who knows, man? It could have seconds, minutes, right before I drove by in Watertown. You'll see a stump in the front yard of that house. It's a white house. And that's the tree that God took down for me. I think that's a pretty cool story, but it's a very dangerous story too. I don't know what to think about it. Do you guys have any thoughts on think about it? I mean, I haven't done it since because I don't want to pray for bad things anymore like that. I mean, seriously, what do you think about that? Like, it's crazy. Anyway, good story. I mean, it's true. I ain't gonna lie to you about it. Oh, here's another one. Here's another good. This should be a very good edifying story for us. I know it was for me. Um, again, praying. Down by the river, I don't know, 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, praying. While I was in the midst of prayer, it was a nice, beautiful day, partly cloudy, but those big puffy clouds in the sky, but nice blue too, And I was in the midst of prayer, in the middle of praying, I looked up into the heavens, up into the cloud. The cloud, there was a lamb upon a cloud. A lamb, straight up, the most whitest wool, like white, like the whitest of the white. A lamb laying upon the cloud. Now I've seen cloud shapes. I've seen you see, you look in the clouds, you see this, you see that, you see this, you see that. I'm telling you, I seen a lamb upon a cloud. Tell you what, next, as soon as I seen it, oh, cool, man, cool. I'll get off here in a little bit after the story, but because I want to tune into you too. Um, as soon as I seen the lamb upon a cloud, this is what resonated in my heart, and I started to speak it out. I have seen a great and mighty thing. And I kept repeating it. I have seen a great and mighty thing. That was God's way of showing me He's right there in the clouds. I tell you what, that was one of the most. I've seen two. I've only seen two signs in the heavens. I've only seen two signs. One was the lamb upon a cloud. There's no mistaking it. What that sign means. We all know who the lamb is. All right. Second sign I seen in the heavens is when I just left the Grand Canyon, 2 hours behind me. The sun was setting. Sun was setting off to the west, and right to the southwest was this pillar light shooting straight up like this pencil, straight onto the heaven to God, right to the firmament, straight up. Now, the sun, if you could see this is down here in the southeast. The sun's back here, setting in the southwest. The sun's back here. So it's not the sun over there doing it like it's clearly, but it was a pillar of light that rose from the earth to the firmament. A pillar of light. Now I took a picture of it. I put it up on my Facebook. I no longer have Facebook. I'm banned, so I lost that picture. But anyway, so I've only seen two signs in the heaven. Have you guys seen any signs? Has God shown you signs? Because think about this. No, I take it back. Three signs. I've seen three signs in the heaven. Let's go to the third sign. Let's go to the third sign. This we're going to scripture. Revelation 12 about have you guys remember 3 years ago when they were talking about the retrograding stars and how the great dragon was going to give the birth in the skies and how there was supposed to be some kind of something going on in the skies in that time. I take my truck up into the darkest, top, biggest hill we got close to Watertown, Tug Hill Plateau. This is a big plateau that we got here called the Tug Hill. All right. It's dark, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again. So if anybody just tried something, my chat didn't work. So I don't know. I just typed okay. Is the chat working? I don't know. But there's only 3 people working. Nobody really cares about my story. That's all right. We got 3 people watching. You watch it later. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Anybody want to remind me? I lost my train of thought. Maybe because I'm just rambling. Nobody wants to talk to me. Charity left. Amanda's in here. My chat might be frozen because it says unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Then right underneath that is it says okay. So I don't even know. If the chat is frozen, go up to the dislike, unlike my thing real quick so I can see it change. If my chat is frozen, hit the like button. If you've already do something to the like button so it changes. Oh, so thank you. The chat is frozen. Thank you for signal. Thank you for giving me back to life. So thank you. So we have discovered that the chat has become frozen. That's cool. All right. Thank you for that little communication. So cool. That's all right. You know what, guys? It's freaking 1:30 in the morning. Let's end this. So thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.